I see that Crown Royal. I saw it at home. So this is what I think about Crown Royal. That's what they could do. And I think everyone else should do the same thing.
Doug Ford doing what he does best, putting his own foot in his own mouth. Ladies and gents, welcome back. If you're new here, my name's Clyde. This is the channel. The subscribe button's down there. Go hit that. Let's get into this story here. Of course, Doug Ford making an embarrassment of himself once again. Of course, I put this one out there for my homies who are tired of the Canadian tax and regulation regime. Best of luck in the land of the free, Crown Royal. Of course, Crown Royal, for some reason, protected their Twitter. I don't know if this happened yesterday after this announcement, but this has been the case. This is the case now, so check it out. But here's Doug Ford. Doug Ford, the post-millennial, putting the whole video out there. There's a lot of segments and clips of this, but let's go down this road with Doug Ford. Now, what's the story? Well, a bottling plant in Amherstburg, Ontario, shut down with about close to 200 union employees in Ontario shut down. So they're moving to the United States to cut costs. Obvious costs, Canadian taxes, the Canadian tax regime, regulation regime, and then I'm guessing union employees and how much that adds to costs. And we're talking about bottling that is meant for the American market. So it would be easier and cheaper for them to just bottle this down in the United States. Of course, Doug Ford not helping out with any of the regulations for this company, but I digress. The company's not actually leaving Canada. That's the spoiler of this whole story. And this is why this is so funny that he's doing this, because he was Team Canada just a minute ago, but I guess it's not about Team Canada. It's about Team your cronies, maybe Team Ontario. What is it? Anyway, in response to Crown Royal closing a bottling plant in Ontario and moving it to the U.S., Premier Doug Ford tells their CEO, "You hurt my people, I'm gonna hurt you. You guys are about as dumb as a bag of hammers for doing this." I don't know what the analogy for how dumb Doug Ford is in doing this. Then he proceeds to pour out their bottle of whiskey. Here's the video here. Let's have a look.
Oil. So you know something, a message to the CEO in France: you hurt my people, I'm going to hurt you. You're going to feel the pain in February when these people don't have a paycheck. And I'm going to stand up for the people of Ontario, and I encourage all of Canadians, all of Ontarians, stand up for the people, because you don't know if you're next. But the thing that ticks me off, I get it. I get that companies move back and forth. But what I don't get, when you're someone's largest customer in North America, you're going after the largest customer. You know something?
What is that? What is that? What is he saying? That's a little bit of one of those moments. It's like, hey, it's a really nice house you got there. It'd be a real shame if, I don't know, somebody were to burn it down. What is he saying here? He's saying that we're the largest customer. Who's the largest customer? Ontario as a whole, as a people? No. The government that runs the liquor stores. That's right. If you're new to Canadian news and you don't know what's going on here, and Clyde, what are you saying? What are you even saying? Yeah, that's right. Ontario's liquor board, the LCBO, is one of the largest purchasers of, and probably the largest customer of any alcohol company in North America. And Doug Ford loves to use that weight of a government monopoly to say, we're going to shut you down. He's done this to American manufacturers, still doing this, by the way. American alcohol producers are not allowed to sell at the Ontario LCBO stores, or the liquor stores in Ontario, which is strictly regulated, and you hardly have any way around that, except maybe going to another province to buy your American whiskey or what have you. And now he's threatening to do this to a Canadian manufacturer. That's right. Once the Pandora's box is opened up, he goes around willy-nilly, and he's threatening any company that he sees fit. And this is it. And again, spoiler, they're not shutting down Canadian operations, just one bottling plant in Ontario. This is what this is all about.
I always say smart people aren't too smart, and you guys are about as dumb as a bag of hammers for doing this. So, you know something? I found a bottle, and I don't even drink, of Crown Royal, right? I see that Crown Royal. I saw it at home. So this is what I think about Crown Royal. That's what they could do. And I think everyone else should do the same thing. Start supporting companies that make whiskey here by Ontario people. That's what we need to do, is support each other. You know something? I'm going to make this even come out quicker.
This is the point where you realize that it's got a special cap on there. I don't know if that's regulated by the government, the reason why those things are on there, so they won't pour out too quickly. But it's got some special cap, and he's just going on and on and on. And this just adds to the whole embarrassment. You can't even empty the bottle in a quick manner. I mean, just look at that. It's just unbelievably embarrassing that he's still standing there doing this.
This might take a little while.
This might take a little while. Yeah, you're telling us.
Oh, you know what to do then. Here, do you want a shot? Go ahead. There you go.
You got a whole bunch of guys there that'll help you.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
Anyway.
he needs help pouring out the whiskey bottle. And it doesn't even fit in the clip. It doesn't even fit in the clip. That's how bad it is. Now, the food professor jumping in there, Dr. Sylvain Charlebois, saying watching Ontario Premier Doug Ford theatrically dump a bottle of Crown Royal was one of the most misguided political gestures we've seen in some time, at least since the beginning of Canada's recent trade dispute with the United States and their whole elbows up BS. Ford's poor decision when politicians turn iconic brands into political props, markets lose their integrity, consumers lose choice, and investors lose confidence. That's right. Here's Marty up north saying, this is the most retarded thing I've seen from a politician yet. Crown Royal is made in Manitoba. Come on. What are you doing? Crown Royal is a Canadian product exclusively made in Manitoba. Doug's seen here pouring out a bottle on live TV like a petulant child. This guy is unhinged, absolutely unhinged. Now, have a look at this. This is a facility. This is the facility. Suzanne Sexton putting this on X saying, this is the Crown Royal production facility in Gimli, Manitoba. This is where Crown Royal is actually made, on the shore of Lake Winnipeg. It runs 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. It houses millions of barrels of Canadian Crown Royal made and moved by Canadians. There are more barrels of Crown Royal on site than there are people in this province. The high quality barley, corn, and rye are grown by Canadian farmers. Please don't follow people who know these facts when they ask you to boycott Crown Royal because they moved one Ontario bottling plant to the United States to survive US tariffs and Canadian regulation. Let's just be honest about that. Buying Crown Royal still puts dinner on the table of hardworking Canadian households across the country, especially in a remote place like Gimli, where generations of proud Canadians have dedicated their lives to fine Canadian Crown Royal tradition in a place that can't replace the jobs it provides. That's it. Thanks, Doug Ford. You're boycotting Canadians. How dumb. Holy cow. It gets so good. And he must have read Global News' article, because Crown Royal bottler closing down Ontario plant, shifting some operations to the US. Correction. A previous version of this article's headline was Crown Royal bottler closing down Ontario plant, moving operations to the US. It has been updated to Crown Royal bottler closing down Ontario plant, shifting some operations to the US. It looks like maybe Doug Ford doesn't like to read articles. He just likes to read headlines, and then he'll jump to conclusions, and that's it. Just read the headline. Spirits maker Diego will cease operations at its bottling facility in Amherstburg, Ontario, early next year as it shifts some bottling volume to the US. The company announced on Thursday. The facility, which bottles Crown Royal products, will close in February in a move aimed at improving its North America supply chain. Bottling at the Amherstburg facility, intended for the US market, would be shifting stateside, while bottling for Canadian consumers would move to its Valleyfield, Quebec location. So, if you in the future buy a bottle of Crown Royal, as it says here, Instead of being bottled in Amherstburg, it'll be bottled in Quebec. That's right. And if you buy a bottle in the United States or in Latin America or anywhere else out there, it'll be bottled in the U.S. somewhere. I don't know if it's announced where exactly that will be. This was a difficult decision, but it was one that is crucial to improving the efficiency and resiliency of supply chain networks. Marcia McIntosh, Diego's president of North America Supply Chain, said in a statement, Diego said it will engage with the community and find ways to support its employees through the transition and work alongside Unifor to assist unionized workers. So they are helping out people that are in a pinch because of this whole move. The company said it will maintain significant footprint in Canada, including its headquarters and warehouse operations were in the Greater Toronto area. Wait, in Ontario? That's right. Maybe move out of Ontario. Maybe take that to Winnipeg or where else, other places where this might be appreciated. In bottling and distillation facilities in Manitoba and Quebec. McIntosh also added that the company's Crown Royal products will continue to be mashed, distilled, and aged in its Canadian facilities. I don't think that this changed in the article. I think it was all that changed in this whole article was the caption, the headline, the actual headline. But that doesn't stop Doug Ford from making a mockery of himself. Premier Ford, Doug Ford is really sticking it to Crown Royal. First, we paid for the bottle, so the company has already made their money on it. Next, he pours it out as if they care what happens to the bottle after it's purchased. Now, that's about, let's just be honest, what he's pouring out there in this video is probably about $5 worth of whiskey and about $60 worth of taxes. Let's just be honest, Canadians. This is what you're paying for this kind of product. And it's because of cronies, big fat cats, like this guy. Oh, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And there's no end in sight. It's crazy because that is just what Canadians will put up with. Until Canadians stop putting up with the amount of taxes that are put on things, the regulatory burdens, the tax burdens on the companies in the first place, and then on top of it, all the sin taxes to just even purchase these products at all. Let's just be honest, that bottle, which probably costs around $60 to $70 Canadian for the big bottle, you go down to the United States, you'll be purchasing the same bottle for $20. Like, this is the reality of the situation. Even because I visit Japan quite often, I'll see that same bottle in Japan for, again, under $20. It's unbelievable how much the burden is on Canadians because of these individuals, this government, this bureaucracy, everything about it. I'd love to hear what you have to say in the comments down below. Let me know, are you a Crown Royal drinker? Is this affecting your decision on what kind of whiskey you'd like to purchase in the future? Assuming that the government liquor stores don't take that choice out of your hands. Let me know in the comment section down below, and we'll see you in the next one. Keep on trucking.